Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start our program in 2 minutes. 2 minutes from right now, we'll start our live stream and broadcast as well. So in 2 minutes from right now, we'll restart our program.
Grit, guts, determination, dedication, pursuit of perfection, practice, practice, practice. If you want to play with the greats, like Hogan, if you want to see your name alongside legends, like Hogan, you have to know, like he did, the secret is in the dirt. It's the commitment to the game, to yourself, to fighting through the setbacks. It's the early mornings. It's the swing, after swing, after swing, after swing. It's the commitment to becoming something more, something bigger, something better than you were yesterday. While your story didn't start here in this room, inside one of the most famous venues in golf, it certainly doesn't end here either. Not when you are forever tied to one of the most legendary names in the history of golf, Hogan. Not when you join a fraternity as exclusive as this one. No, if you are here, if you are a finalist for the most prestigious award in college and amateur golf, you are in rarefied air. Air you found because you understand, like the giants who have come before you. The secret is in the dirt.
What a night, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to not only honor Ben Hogan, but tonight we get to celebrate 3 finalists who have an opportunity to walk out of here with the Ben Hogan Award. I want to welcome all of those who are watching via our video live stream at benhoganaward.org, on our YouTube channel as well, and listening around the country on SiriusXM Channel 84. I hope those of you who are with us here in the ballroom have had a chance tonight to get to see some of the memorabilia that's been on display here in the East Room as we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Ben Hogan's Triple Crown year of 1953. He won the Masters, he won the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship. It, by the way, was the only reason he didn't get the Grand Slam that year was because the PGA, well, the dates overlapped with the British Open that year, so he couldn't compete in both. By the way, that victory at the Open Championship, well, that happened to be the only time he ever played in it, and he won it. We could talk about Mr. Hogan all night, all of his accomplishments, but we need to get this special night underway, folks, because we've got a lot in store for you. And to get us started, if you would, please welcome my friend from PNC Bank, Mr. Dale Close. Dale.
Last night I was brief, but maybe not quite as brief today, Brian. But hey, thank you all. It's great to be here. I appreciate the introduction, Brian. You know, this is an evening that honors three terrific golfers, which I had a chance to meet last night, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But I have the honor of representing PNC Bank here tonight, a bank I've been with for 38 years. And found my way to Texas about 2 years ago, so that's been pretty incredible. But the Ben Hogan Award, you know, I knew about it in my past, learned about it as I got here to Fort Worth, and really just fell in love and came to the realization that really this is the pinnacle of excellence in collegiate golf. You know, Fort Worth being the home of Ben Hogan is one of the many things that really make Fort Worth so very, very special, as you all know. And as I said, you know, over the years that I've been with the company, I've been in a lot of different cities for the company. But this, about 2 years ago, my wife and I relocated to Fort Worth, and it's just been fabulous. You all have a fabulous town. People here couldn't be more genuine, more open, more willing to help, and we've absolutely fallen in love with your town. So we absolutely love Fort Worth, and we thank you for all the great connectivity that we have felt over the last couple years. It's pretty wonderful to be here at Colonial Country Club. Again, you know, a club that I've heard of and learned of over the years. But this is the club where Ben Hogan won the Colonial Invitational 5 times. And, you know, if you look back in history and you think about that, that is absolutely incredible. It's really hard to fathom. And I think it just solidified how wonderful, how great a golfer that Ben Hogan was in that time. And even today, if you were here, I think he would be certainly the GOAT, as I would speak. For PNC Bank, you know, we're now one of the largest banks in the country. We're national. We go coast to coast, and our success has been really built on, I would tell you, the power of relationships and partnerships. And we really strive to align ourselves with individuals and organizations and events that really embody excellence. And that really resonates not only with me and the rest of my leadership team across Texas and across other areas of the United States, but it really resonates in our communities. And I got to tell you that the people I have met in working with the Hogan Award group have been nothing but spectacular. And I know earlier, Brian, you mentioned a couple names, and I just want to mention them again. Friends of Golf, John Hoffman, who I got to know, just a fabulous person. The Golf Coaches Association of America, led by Greg Ghost. The Hogan Trophy Award Foundation, led by Harold and Bill, that don't need a last name because these guys are just, you know, they are so well known here in Fort Worth. And then meeting Lisa Scott last night, the grandniece of Ben Hogan, was pretty spectacular. So it's been nothing but a great time being here and learning more about this wonderful award. You know, at PNC, I would tell you we have a wonderful relationship with the PGA Tour. We are the title sponsor of the PNC Championship, where we have the privilege of supporting a tournament that not only showcases the talent of some of golf's legends, but it also emphasizes, as you all know, the importance of family. Family and generations bonding over the sport that we all love. At PNC, you know, we're proud to align ourselves with certain values. And when I look back at the Hogan Award, you know, it really does have a special place in our hearts at our company. It pays tribute to not only the legendary golfer Ben Hogan, but it acknowledges the values of perseverance, determination, and excellence. And he really embodied that as I've read and learned about Ben Hogan throughout his entire career. We try to align ourselves, as I said, with those same values. We strive to support individuals who are there to exemplify those qualities both on and off the golf course. And as you all know, and I know after many, many years of leadership, that it's the moments between the shots that really, truly matter the most. As we think of these values, some of us had the pleasure of spending last night at Joe T's. You can't spend too much time at Joe T's or you won't remember that you were at Joe T's. But I would tell you, not only have these young men demonstrated those values that I just mentioned, you know, in getting to know them, they have triumphed over challenges, showcased their immense talent, proven themselves to be truly ambassadors of the game of golf. So I would say on behalf of PNC Bank, I'd like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to each and every finalist here tonight, as well as express our gratitude to their families, their coaches, their mentors, all of which have played an integral role in their journey thus far, with quite a journey ahead of them. We recognize that success, as we all know, is a collective effort, and we appreciate the unwavering support and the guidance that has brought Gordon, Ludwig, and Michael to this remarkable moment. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight, and let us now celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of these three very deserving finalists. Thank you for your time.
We could not ask for a better partner than PNC Bank, folks. They have been terrific over the last couple of years. And if it looks as if Dale is smiling even more tonight, he's a Pitt grad, so he got a chance to meet Jamie Dixon, who coached at Pitt. So the night is complete for him, he said earlier. So it has been a good night. Thank you to Dale and PNC Bank for all that you do. Now we'd like to bring to the podium a member of the organization who founded this award back in 1990 at Bel Air Country Club in Los Angeles. He's a friend of Colonial, a friend of many of you. We look forward to having him here. He lights up the room. If you would welcome, please, the past president of the Friends of Golf, John Hoffman. John.
Thank you, Brian. Harold is scared stiff that this is going to go 17 minutes, and it might. Dale, that comment about Fort Worth, I get you. Every time I come, I feel so welcome. The people are so welcoming and friendly and caring and supportive. And it's no wonder that we're here celebrating this. It was a little pro and Bill Barnes, I don't know, how many years ago? 15 years ago? Where you brought it from Bel Air here to join together. How many? 21. Oh my God, time flies. Anyway, thank you all. Good evening to all of you. And it's truly an honor and privilege to be here tonight as a representative of the Friends of Golf and to celebrate the partnerships with PNC, the Hogan Foundation, and the Golf Coaches Association that put together this great evening and the great award. Like the Hogan Foundation, FOG was founded back in the late 70s, 78, 79, by the little pro, you'll hear his name a few more times tonight probably, Eddie Merrins, and another individual by the name of John Anderson, whose name happens to stand for the MBA program at UCLA, the Anderson School. Unfortunately, the little pro, his health is not allowing him to be here tonight, but this morning he called, got hold of Dr. Bill Barnes, and Bill and I both got to talk to him. It's the first time I've talked to him in about 8 months. He's just been so hard to get a hold of because of his health situation, et cetera, and a voicemail system that when he figures out how to clear it, it'll be the first time. So you're just not going to get through to him that way. But his comments to us, as it would be for the Little Pro, was to please remember him to all of you and his good wishes, because he's here with you in spirit tonight. And a healthy congratulations to our 3 finalists. That's him, always thinking of others. I was asked to give a brief, and the underlined brief, like Dale talked about last night, brief synopsis of what FOG does, and it'll only take 2 or 3 pages worth of details to give it to you. But our mission continues to evolve. We were started, basically, some people may have an issue with this, but it was started by Eddie to help him have some recruiting money to recruit a few golfers that he had no scholarships for or whatever. And that NCAA didn't look kindly on it being an exclusive fundraiser for that. Today, God knows they wouldn't even be able to blink at that, right? I mean, today, the collectives and all the good things that are going on, they're going to the kids, and if it's going to the kids, that's good. But anyway, that was how he founded, and it's now not only helping college programs, but we're really focused on junior golfers, whatever that means, from 6 to 18 or 19 or 20 for the college kids, 21, 22. But we're really providing funds for high school teams, college teams, and junior golfers from 6 years old up, getting them involved, getting them access, getting it for them at a very reasonable price. You know, you hear these deals with balls for youth and that type of thing, $2 to hit a bucket of balls, $5 to play. Getting that at some of these courses, especially on the West Coast, is a challenge, but we're doing it, and we're getting more and more kids on the course. Youth on course is one of the slogans. So we've been very involved in getting that access and helping to get kids to thrive through just getting access, not even so much to how well they can play, but to learn the rules and to learn the etiquette and to learn the way in which you treat people and fair play and no cheating and those types of things. Kids grow up, and all of a sudden, kids who have been problem kids, their parents put them in these programs, and all of a sudden they say, I can't believe the effect it's had on his schoolwork, his ability to pay attention, his ability to focus on doing things that he's been taught, and it really evolves into something that's special. And we've been doing it long enough now where we're starting to get the results from those kids who were 6 or 8 or 12 years old when they started, and now they've gone through the high school into college, and hopefully, and in many cases with FOG, they've come back and they've been teaching. So they give back through their post-college degree years by becoming involved in the programs and teaching kids that were their age back in the days. But also, and one of the things that I was asked to focus on is that we participate in supporting scholarships. This money doesn't all come from us, but we're involved in scholarship programs that give away over $500,000 a year to kids based upon citizenship, need, and academic commitments, not golf. I mean, some of them are playing at Stanford and other schools around the country, but the money we're giving them is based upon those other factors and what a good citizen they've been going through the program. So it's so gratifying to see the results. As the youngsters complete their education and become productive members of society, and they come back and they want to be involved in the types of programs that you've helped create. So I want to thank all of you for your support of FOG. We want to thank all of our partners for their support of what we want to do to help, whether it's certainly the Hogan Foundation and the Coaches Association, but others as well. It's just been such a worthwhile and productive effort for us, and it will be going forward based upon the kind of people who are involved in the foundation, the kind of board members who are so committed to pull this off and make it good. And finally, thank you to the three finalists, because pretty special. I followed them for 6 holes today. I think there's going to be some competition out there very soon, and we'll be seeing their names on the top of the leaderboard, like the Reverend said during his prayer before we started. So thank you all for having me. Thank you for being here tonight, and good luck to the 3 finalists, and let's have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, John. You know, he mentioned the little pro, and for those of you who may not know, Eddie Mehrens obviously has had a major impact in the world of college golf. And because of that, we're proud now, as part of this night, to honor, a deserving soul for the Eddie Mehrens Award, someone who has had an impact on college golf. And for that presentation, I'd like to bring up a member of the Ben Hogan Award Committee, the former athletic director at TCU, Eric Hyman. Eric?
Thanks a lot, John. Your 17 minutes, you went way over. So I have 1 minute to get all this in. I just want to thank you for that. They told me I was supposed to get up here at 15 after. It's 28 after. Okay. All right, that's it. Before I introduce the recipient, Bill Monagle, the winner of the Eddie Mehrens Award, let me give you a little background on the award and Eddie Mehrens, and you've heard some of it, and I'm going to add to it. First of all, the recipients of the Eddie Mehrens Award are to be highly regarded for their service, their dedication, and contribution to college and amateur golf, while upholding the highest standards, values, and ethics. And based on that, you understand why the recipient is getting it tonight, because he represents all of those things. The award was created in 2022 for Coach Mehrens, who coached UCLA to a national championship, and at LSU, he was a runner-up in the NCAAs. So obviously, he's a very experienced and successful coach and player. He played in 200 PGA events. He was also the founder of FOG, which you've already heard about, and instrumental in the formation of the Ben Hogan Award. I want to present, and it's an honor of mine to be able to do this, and I've been involved in college athletics for 47 years and 28 years as an athletic director. And I've worked with a lot of coaches, but this is one of my favorites. And he is the winner of this year's Bill Monagle Eddie Mehrens Award. Coach Monagle had coached golf 36 years at TCU and a little 8 years as a basketball coach. On the field of competition, his teams have won 8 conference titles, and they were second this year in the Big 12. 32 NCAA regional bids, plus 18 NCAA final championship appearances. Only 2 other current coaches have accomplished this kind of record. Plus, he was inducted into the Golf Coaches Hall of Fame. In my opinion, in the job that I had, the wins and the losses, they all run together. They all run together. It's the relationships that you have with your student athletes, the young men. That's what it's all about. And a coach needs to be a difference maker in their lives and put them on the right trajectory in their lives. To illustrate the leadership and impact Coach Monagle has had, let me read comments from some of his former players. Read it like this so I can see it. And we got quite a few emails that were saying thank you to Coach Monagle, and I want to read parts of this because I think it's really important to understand the true man that he is. And I'm not reading all of it, I'm just reading excerpts of it. More importantly than all the coaching-related activities, I think you should be proud of yourself for the great man you are and how you helped so many young men. Growing up in college and looking back to those days, I truly appreciate the opportunity you gave me, and I really feel honored to have played for you. As the years go by, I realize many things I learned from you. Even the things that sounded stupid at the time make sense now and are helping me in everyday life. I think this is the thing that you should be most proud of. You and Margaret, and I've heard the players just rave about Margaret, Bill's wife. What a wonderful woman she was. She is still. Sorry about that. You and Margaret have always made me feel a part of the family, your family, and you've always been so kind to me. That's something I will never forget and take for granted. This is another. Coach Monagle, and again, I'm only reading parts of it. Thank you for making room and taking a chance on a young local kid who loved golf and wanted to compete at the highest level. I may not have broken any records, but you've given me a lifetime of memories I will never forget. Congratulations on your award and your amazing career. This is another from a former student athlete. Playing for Bill was a great experience because he's absolutely one of the most positive coaches I've ever been around. He always simplified things for the team and motivated us to reach big dreams. As a friend, he was always available and loyal. Bill is the best recruiter I've ever seen in 20 years of coaching. He always finds the angles no other coach finds. Bill excels in so many other areas of his life, not just as a coach. He is a great father and a husband. Bill is so deserving of this amazing award. Coach Monagle has been one of the more influential people in my life. He taught me a lot about life. My daughter asked me the other day, "How do you make money?" I told her, "You add value to someone else." That's what Coach did for me and for the TCU golf team. He taught us how to take the good and the bad, and life is inevitable that you will face both in life. It's with his patience and kindness and some serious persistence, Coach showed me he believed in me. And it turns out that it was really important to me. Thanks, Coach. Job well done. Congratulations on the award tonight. All right, this is the last one, and at the end of this, I'm going to have Coach Monagle come up. Thank you, Coach Monagle and his wife, Margaret, for giving me the guidance and helping lead the way all these years ago. It's been 30 years since I first came to campus, and I am forever grateful that you gave me the opportunity to play for you and TCU. Now, this is a pretty good one. Netflix should do a series about how an assistant basketball coach turned into a Hall of Fame college coach and rewrote the record books 40 years later. Ted Lasso fans will be jealous because it would be so good. Anyway, Coach Monagle, please. Where is it? Where is it? Left, right. I hope you worked on your bench press today, because this is pretty darn heavy. I'm glad to hand it off to you.
Oh, my. That's pretty sweet. Mr. Hyman, thank you so very much for those kind words. I appreciate it so much. You're always one of my favorites. It's been very fortunate at TCU to have a lot of really great athletic directors, and you were one of the best. I was fortunate to get hired by Frank Wendiger in the very beginning, and we've had some other really good ones there, so I'm very blessed. I'm also know that this is being live streamed, and I understand that Eddie Marins is going to be watching, And I want you to know, Coach Marins, that receiving this award in your name is the greatest honor of my life. I'm so appreciative. The real reason that we're all here tonight is to honor these three finalists and give out the Ben Hogan Award. Coach Marins was instrumental in the formation of the Ben Hogan Award, as has been mentioned earlier, and it was first issued in 1990 at Bel Air Country Club in Los Angeles. And through the work of Coach Marins and Bill Barnes, it ended up coming here. And you know, this country club is so special. I spent an awful lot of my life here. Every single Wednesday, we would come to Colonial and we'd have the team and we'd be out here practicing. And this place is so special. There's so many things in this area that are so great for golf. And you know, this country club is unbelievable. They actually have the Ben Hogan Invitational each year, thanks to all the hard work from Cricket Mush. It's going to be at Shady Oaks next year because of Colonial's going to be doing some work. But how special is it there's that award that's here in town? How special is it that you know, they've got this dinner here that you know, honors Mr. Hogan and Mr. Marins. When I first got the job at TCU, one of the first recruits, well, actually the first recruit that I recruited was a guy by the name of Ted Gleason. And I brought Ted in for a visit, and we brought him down to Colonial, and I was showing him around, and I said something about, you know, we come out here and play, and he goes, oh yeah, my coach told me this place is really good. And I said, well, who's your coach? And he goes, Mr. Eddie Marins. And so we go over to Shady Oaks, and I show him that, and he goes, oh yeah, he told me that place is really good too. And at the end of it, obviously, he chose to go play for his coach. And I think that's one of the first lessons that I really learned when I was recruiting, was that how important the relationship is with the recruit and their coach. Every one of them has got somebody that they really work with on, you know, a day-to-day basis. And so that was the one thing that I tried really hard to do in my time at TCU, was to get to know whoever that young man's his teacher was, and try to keep that relationship going. But another thing that the first NCAA that I ever went to was in 1988 at North Ranch. And Cricket Mush, who's at our table, had a really nice team there. Oklahoma had a nice team. But well, anyway, UCLA was out there, and just watching Mr. Marins was so much different than everybody else. He kind of had his hat on. He had a sport coat on. He had a tie and had long pants. And he was the most classiest man I'd ever been around. And I just always thought if I could be anything close to something like what he was, and tonight to be the recipient of this is just an incredible honor. I'm so excited about where everything is going with college golf. These three finalists are some of the most incredible golfers that you'll ever see, but they're actually not just also incredible golfers, they're some of the nicest you know, people. And all you people that are here that sponsored a table, or you're giving something to this award, you're getting your money back, because these guys are the absolute best. And actually, not only are they the best, their coaches are some of the most high-class individuals that you can ever be around. Greg Sands, who played for me at Texas Tech, has just done an incredible job, and I consider him a real friend. But you know, Scott Limbaugh is going to be one of the best coaches at Vanderbilt, and is doing an unbelievable job, and Conrad Ray at Stanford. So we got some of the most classy coaches and guys with such high character, and same with the kids that are going to be getting these awards tonight. And I think you're going to be able to see that in a little bit when Brian Estridge kind of interviews them, what kind of people these are. And you know, really, if our world had people like this in it, and these are the people that represented us, can you imagine how great it would be? Because I mean, they really stand for so many good things. I've had so many incredible memories at TCU. I came to TCU in 1979 as the assistant basketball coach. And to be honest with you, I really wasn't coaching, I was recruiting. I was always out on the road recruiting, looking for new players to come in. And it means so much to me that Jamie Dixon, who was one of the guys that I actually recruited, that he's here, got a table, and is sponsoring us. And I appreciate that. And then one of the best players that ever played at TCU is sitting at that table, Carvin Holcomb. And Carvin was a great player for TCU, and we've remained friends. My wife told to tell him a little joke, but this isn't really a joke, but I'll never forget the shot that Jamie Dixon hit. Probably everybody in here was at the game, but he hit a 38-footer at the buzzer to beat University of Texas for us to win the Southwest Conference. So that was one of my real incredible memories that I've got with basketball. And then somehow in 1987, I got the golf job, and it's been just an unbelievable ride. I've just loved it, and I'm so appreciative of all the players that came at a table over there. Every single one of them I love. I stayed in touch with most of them, and it's so fun. Every once in a while you get a Christmas card from them, or you see them in a basketball game. J.J. Henry has got another one of the incredible memories that we had. We were at the conference tournament and was getting kind of close, and we're on hole 17, and he hits a hole-in-one on 17. He makes a birdie on the last hole. He wins the tournament as individual. Our team won it also. So some of those kind of memories, you just absolutely never forget. But everybody at that table over there, I remember when Adam Rubinson was at the NCAA at Ohio State, finished second. He was a Walker Cupper. Every one of them has got a little bit of a different story, and they all meant so much to me. I love Eli Cole. Eli Cole was one of these guys that just grinded and worked really hard, but what's really special about him, he's a member at Bel Air Country Club. He could tell you some stories on Eddie Merrins. Well, he also won the club championship there this year. So I've got so many of those memories from these guys that I can't even tell you. Two of the guys at that table actually kind of helped me out a little bit this year as volunteer assistants. One of them was Travis Wolf, and the other one is John Shelton. John Shelton played at TCU when I was the assistant basketball coach, and we've been friends ever since. And then the same thing, Travis played for me back when, but both of them helped out this year with the guys on the golf team. The only thing I ever really tried to do the entire time that I was at TCU was to try to surround myself with really good people. And I just want to mention a couple of them that maybe some of you know or you don't know, and I'm just going to kind of go through them fast. But until 6 years ago, I never had an assistant coach. I did it all on my own, but I always tried to find somebody that could kind of help. And one of them was a guy by the name of Tommy Moore. Tommy Moore played at Oklahoma State, which was an outstanding All-American. Greg Sands, who played for me, helped for a couple years. I didn't give him any money. I think I gave him a couple dozen golf balls, once a semester to try to help out. But I knew back then that he was going to be incredible. A guy by the name of Nick Raffel, who used to work for Callaway. I actually had Charles Cootie for a little bit help me out. Alan Bratton, who's a coach at Oklahoma State. And then I mentioned Travis Wolf and John Shelton. A couple other guys that helped me for a long time, who's passed away, is Dana Ballinger, who was at the time, I considered him my best friend. It was devastating when I found out that he passed. And I love the guy so much, but he was there for us. I know a lot of guys in this room at that table had taken lessons from him. We've had a couple other guys by the name of John Sinclair who helped out the program a lot, and then David Cook. And I know I'm missing somebody and forgetting somebody, but I've been fortunate to have so many people help me, and I've been fortunate to have so many really good golfers. We didn't mention Tom Hoagie. He's a really good player for us. Wasn't able to make it tonight. But I tell you what I'm going to miss the most, honestly, is really just the guys on the golf team and the basketball team. I loved when I recruited basketball. I loved when they came in here. I loved going to the workouts. I loved going to the practices and golf. I loved going to the qualifyings. I loved going to the morning workouts. I loved when we went out to dinner and kind of bonded. I loved when we sat around and played poker at night. Just all the different things just to kind of be with the guys. That's what I'm going to miss the most. But in closing, the people at my table that were sitting there with my family, I couldn't have done it without my wife. She was there from day one, helped me with everything. my son, who actually works with Jamie Dixon, and his girlfriend, Victoria, Thomas and Victoria, and then my daughter, Kelly, and her husband, Johnny. My wife told me I had to leave the house today while she got her hair done or something. Anyway, so I took their grandkids to the zoo. I'm telling you, I'm so tired. So, in closing, I have to tell you, I've been fortunate the last 6 years to have an assistant coach, and he's the first one I had, but he's unbelievable. I am so blessed that Adrian came and worked here for the last 6 years. He was absolutely did everything. He was an incredible recruiter. He's got a great relationship with the kids. He works so hard, and he's probably, I look at him as like my best friend, and other than my family, I love him more than anybody you can't imagine. So I'm so thankful that I had him. Lastly, as I know that Eddie Marins is watching this, I want to thank him for being such a great example and to so many in the golf world. And I really feel like that everybody here, we ought to stand up and give the true legend a quick standing ovation. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. You know, you mentioned the class that Eddie Marins displayed. Bill Monagle does that every day as well. Honored that you are here with us, Bill. You know, we love here to be associated with all things and all levels of college golf. We have a very special presentation tonight, one of, that honors one of those programs and coaches that have made a difference in the lives of student athletes. I'd like to welcome the Ben Hogan Award Vice Chairman and the CEO of the Ben Hogan Foundation, Judd Pritchard, with a very special announcement. Judd.
All right, thank you for having me, Brian and everybody. So outside these windows, Ben Hogan became a champion. He won here in 1946, 1947, 1952, 1953, and 1959. But it was on a lonely highway outside of Van Horn, Texas in 1949 when he became a hero, when he dove across his wife's body to save her from an oncoming Greyhound bus. Now, most people, that would end their career, but for him, he found the secret in the dirt, as we all know, and he won the U.S. Open 16 months later in 1950, won it again in 1951 along with the Masters, and then in the greatest year in golf history, 1953, he completed his Triple Crown, which Brian mentioned, winning all three majors he played in, including the U.S. Open, the British Open, and the Masters, and he also won a Colonial that year. So tonight, in honor of that 70th anniversary, the greatest year in golf history, we're here to honor the University of the Southwest. Now, in March of 2022, on their way back from a tournament in Midland, back to Hobbs, New Mexico, they were hit by an oncoming truck, their van was, killing their head men's and women's golf coach, and 6 of their student athletes, and critically injuring 2 others. So last year, as a sign of our support for their program, the Ben Hogan Award gave them $20,000 donated to their program. And our last year's speaker, without us telling them to, Colin Morikawa, gave his $5,000 to the University of the Southwest, being inspired by their story. So tonight, because of that 70th anniversary of Mr. Hogan's year and the culmination of his comeback, we also want to give another check to R.J. Lester, the new coach of the University of the Southwest. R.J., where are you? To celebrate your comeback and support the University of the Southwest and wish you well.
Wow, that's thank you for that introduction. Mr. McElroy, the committee, I stand before you very humbled, very gracious of y'all's generosity. It was a very, very challenging year. It's my wife who pushed me to take this job, knowing how hard it would be to go back after something like that. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I knew it was going to be a challenge. We've handled it well. With the donation from this committee and others in our community, we were able to purchase a brand new 15-passenger bus to travel athletes safely to tournaments, basketball games, baseball games, whatever athletic event that we had. We've had our bad days. Kids have left practice early. A lot of tears, emotions. But as I told them throughout the year, we will get through this. This will not define our program. It will always be a part of our program, and we're back heading in the right direction. We will have a total of 15 guys come this fall. We'll have 5 to 7 ladies that'll be joining us as well. And we're gonna keep putting one foot in front of the other and continue the legacy of those that have passed away before us. So again, Mr. McElroy, the committee of the Ben Hogan Award, y'all's generosity has helped in more ways than you can understand this program heal from this tragic accident. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, the bottom of USW as a whole. Thank you so much.
Stay right here. Stay right here.
Hang on, Archie. That number right now is at $40,000, right?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
$40,000. We thought a nice round number might be helpful. And Jim Lito with Fort Worth Colonial Charities. Where are you, Jim? Is he here? Oh, come on up here, Jim. Jim's going to help make that a round number for you, RJ.
RJ, I think whenever a tragedy strikes, it's easy to kind of rally around people when the tragedy occurs. It's often, as time passes, people tend to have a tendency to forget. So Harold McElroy, in a meeting last week, mentioned to us that they were making a $15,000 gift, and we had done 25 the year before. So here's an additional $10,000 to round it off at $50,000.
I don't know what to say. Thank y'all so much for everything.
That's what it's all about right there, folks. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, RJ. Thank you, Judd, for that. All right. It's time to meet our 3 finalists. The time has come to get to know these 3 who are in pursuit of the Ben Hogan Award. We've got videos to back this up. You're going to enjoy getting to know a little bit more about these 3 young men. And let's start. And I'm gonna when I introduce you, I'm gonna have you come up, and then obviously after the video plays, we'll get to know you a little bit more. Let's start from Texas Tech and Ludwig Aberg. Let's check him out.
Ludwig Aberg, senior, Texas Tech. The reigning Ben Hogan Award winner is back at Colonial Country Club after another standout season. The world's #1 ranked amateur is first in the PGA Tour University ranking and second according to GolfStat and Golf Week. Aberg has won 2 straight events, the NCAA Norman Regional and the Big 12 Conference Championship. In all, he owns 4 college wins, with 9 total top 10 finishes and a 68.46 stroke average. Aberg made the cut at the Arnold Palmer Invitational and the Valspar Championship on the PGA Tour. A 2022 Arnold Palmer Cup participant for Team Europe, last summer he also reached the match play quarterfinals at the Amateur Championship and the round of 64 at the U.S. Amateur. From Texas Tech, Ludwig Aberg.
Come on up, Ludwig. You're an old pro at this. By the way, before you hop in the chair, I want you to stand up there. We mentioned earlier that our friend Carlton with Reveal Suits was here, and he was able to help you guys, right, with your tuxes. If you could open it up so folks can see what Carlton Dixon has given you here. You got the Ben Hogan Award on the inside of it. Isn't that good looking? Yes. Thank you, Carlton.
Cool.
Great work, my man. Were you playing when Jamie Dixon shot that to beat Texas? You might have been, huh? Were you on the other team? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I know it. I know it. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Fort Worth. How was the golf course today?
It was great.
Yeah?
I've been fortunate to play here a few times. We've played the college event here twice, and obviously being here last year too. I've had my fair share of this golf course, and it's incredible shape, and I'm really looking forward to see how it plays out after they redo it.
All right, no one in Lubbock is watching, so you can repeat what you told me earlier. When I asked you what your favorite golf course in Texas is, one of your favorite in Texas, what is it?
Oh, it's Colonial.
Yeah, right. I like it, yeah.
No, that's sincere, though.
Yeah, that is. I know. I love that. So I was looking around a little bit, Ludwig, and from Eslöv, Sweden, to Lubbock is about 5,178 miles. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long travel.
How'd you get there?
Well, I was fortunate to have Coach Sands recruiting me when I was playing some of the European events growing up, and super fortunate to call Lubbock my second home, and I wouldn't want to do it any other way. So I still look at Lubbock as being one of my favorite places, and it's a little bit different from home. It was quite a bit of a change, but it's pretty cool.
You had a great year, too, by the way. Back-to-back Big 12 individual champions. That's the first time that's happened, I think, in conference play. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. How was, yes. Did you feel extra pressure with the second one? Did you feel it this year at all?
I think anytime you want to win a tournament, you feel a little bit of pressure. But I also think, as everyone's in this room, as a competitor, you like that and you enjoy that. And anytime you try to win a conference championship, it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, you said that Lubbock is a little different from Eslöv, Sweden, right? Maybe. Yeah. It's in the Skane province. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Skåne.
Skåne. Oh,
almost.
Yeah, real close. Real close. Spelled Skane. Anyway, but I've always wanted. You have a duke, right? There's a duke of Skane. Did you know this?
I didn't even know that.
His name's Oscar.
Oscar. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know if you went to school with him or anything. I didn't know if you knew him at all. But there are castles there, right?
Yeah, we have a few.
Yeah, have you ever been in any of the castles?
I haven't been inside, but I know we talked about it yesterday, and I'm pretty sure I used to play. I call it football, but soccer.
Right.
And I used to play. It's pretty close to one of them castles. Yeah.
I did learn that the word slot means castle, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so there are three of them. Skarholtz.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing these right?
Yeah.
Really? Alinge.
Yeah.
And then Trianus.
Trollenes.
Yes, that one. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they actual, do people live in the, do you, hang out with the people who live in the castle?
No.
Go over and
I
watch
don't.
games or anything?
I do think there's people living there, though.
Yeah,
I do
really?
think so. One of the Ellinge, which is the one you mentioned, is actually next to the golf course where I grew up. So it's a nice one, yeah.
I also found out that Swedes drink 3.2 cups of coffee a day, the most in the world. Yeah. Are you a coffee drinker?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, how many a day?
It used to be bad. It used to be a lot worse than it is now. I try to keep it to 2 a day.
2 a day?
Yeah. But it used to be a lot more.
Really? You think Coach Sands knows you're a coffee drinker?
Oh, he knows.
Okay,
yeah.
good. He's okay with it?
Yeah, I just had to go for it.
Yeah, did you? Okay, good. Yeah.
About 20 minutes ago.
Is there a favorite saying that you've heard since you've been here in Texas from a Texan? Have you heard a West Texas saying that you can't get out of your head?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Don't get all your squirrels up one tree, or don't spit the bit out. You ever heard that?
Well, we were playing today, and Scott Limbaugh, the Vandy coach, he said one that was the first time I heard it. And what was it? Hole, don't move. Don't move, Ho. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
When you hit a shot and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Don't move, Hole.
Yeah,
I like it.
good.
Yeah. Does Coach Sands have any of those?
He has a few, I think. Being East Texas, from East Texas, he's got a little bit, but it's all good and it's funny too.
Okay. Tell us how your year was and what it meant being the Ben Hogan Award recipient last year.
It was really cool. I've had a great year with, what they alluded to before with Fort Worth being a very, very special place, and I totally agree with that. I came back here for the Colonial tournament with the Cricket Invitational, and I came back for that, and everyone was so welcoming, everyone was so supportive, and I felt a tremendous amount of support for the last couple of months. So super fortunate to be in the position I am, and looking forward to it. Yeah.
I polled folks last night at Joe T. Garcia's, and I asked them, I said, hey, if you had to ask Ludwig one thing, what was it? And I had a whole list of really interesting things, but I thought the most interesting one was, how many frequent flyer miles do you have?
We do a lot. I don't even know how many, but it's a lot.
Yeah, you could maybe fly from here to Lubbock for free.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think. When you have you allowed yourself to think about winning this a second time, and what would that mean to you?
I think it's hard not to. I think obviously Michael and Gordon being two incredible golfers, and it feels like we played every tournament together at one point, and I think we push each other very well, and they make me a better player, and I would think that I make them a better player too. So. Being here is such an honor and such a privilege, and I think if you were to win it one more time, it'd just be the cherry on top. So super happy to be here tonight, and looking forward to a fun night.
I did notice that you guys are like brothers. Y'all kind of just. I mean, you're kind of jabbing each other earlier when we were taking.
It's fun. I mean, we've played so much together over the last couple of years that you create relationships, and they're both super great guys, and I'm fortunate to call them my friends, yeah.
All right, Ludwig, thank you very much. Ludwig Aberg from Texas Tech, good to have you. Up next from Vanderbilt, Gordon Sargent. Let's check him out.
Gordon Sargent, sophomore, Vanderbilt. Gordon Sargent is the second ever Ben Hogan Award finalist from the storied Vanderbilt golf program. He sits atop both the GolfStat individual rankings and the GolfWeek Sagarin rankings, and is listed second in the World Amateur Golf Rankings and third by GolfWeekAmateurGolf.com. Sargent began the 2022-2023 award season by winning the individual title at the 2022 NCAA Championships. A U.S. Palmer Cup team member, his highlights also include advancing to match play at the U.S. Amateur, placing fourth at the Northeast Amateur, and being one of 7 amateurs to compete at the 2023 Masters. He has 3 college wins to his credit this year, has placed among the top 10 in all 11 tournaments, and carries a 68.13 season stroke average. From Vanderbilt, Gordon Sargent.
All right, let's bring the Commodore up now. Here we go. Come on up, Gordon. I'm looking forward to visiting with you.
I don't have any castles from where I'm
You don't have
from,
any
so,
castles? No. Yeah. But you did create a charity that created a lot of money
true.
for folks. I
Yeah.
want to dive into that because you saw earlier we were fortunate enough to give $50,000 to the University of Southwest. We're proud of that. But you created a charity in Alabama that has been quite successful. Tell me about it.
Yeah, starting in, I guess, my sophomore year in high school, through the AJGA, we created a tournament called the Alabama Cup, where it was, I believe it was 24 golfers, junior golfers from Alabama, and your kind of entry fee was you have to raise $1,000 for charity. And over my 3 years of doing it, I think we raised about $175,000 for numerous different charities, so that was really cool. And then yeah, I was able to kind of pass that off to a couple younger kids, so it was kind of cool to see that lasting impact for sure.
Yeah, it continues, right? I mean, it's something you started, but obviously your time at Vanderbilt and being away from Alabama was going to hinder it, so you were able to find something that continues.
Absolutely. Really, really cool deal to see that kind of golf's just much more than a game.
Yeah. Give us some idea as to what charities benefited. Do you off the top of your head?
We had College Golf Fellowship one year. We have a couple guys from there in the crowd here. And then some more that kind of hit close to home, like Alzheimer's, and then some numerous charities kind of local to Alabama.
That's awesome, man. Good for you. You went to Augusta this year.
I did.
Yeah. Tell me how that was.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those experiences that leaves you speechless. obviously fortunate to have the opportunity to play there, and just kind of get to walk the fairways with the greats, and just see also like the impact that it like kind of has on your career. Getting to be in that situation is really special. So yeah, it was like kind of one of those, like I said, I don't have too many words for it, but obviously just one of the coolest experiences of my life.
I did read where while you were there were some who thought you shouldn't be.
Plenty of people who thought I shouldn't be.
But it wasn't because of your game.
I guess they thought, yeah, well, I was there on Sunday just trying to find something, like player dining or something. Nobody believed my credentials, and I was like, I don't know what you want me to do here. Like, this is what they gave me. But yeah, I was mistaken for a couple of drive, trip, and putt participants, so that was a little humbling on Sunday before the Masters. But yeah, it was, once they finally realized like that I was actually playing in the Masters, it was cool to kind of see the reactions.
You said you were trying to find player dining. What was it like when you're sitting in that dining room with players that you knew you were going to be seeing, obviously on the course, but you've grown up watching? What was that like?
You're trying to figure out how you say like hate to him without it like being like a fanboy over here, but it's like I'm like hey Justin, like should I be calling you Mr. Tom? Like I don't know, you know what I mean? So no, it's pretty cool to see kind of the best players in the world out there and be on the same stage as them, but also like it's kind of cool to see that it's not that far away for us three especially.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did you settle down? How long did it take you?
I got some good advice from Webb Simpson. He said kind of play with some big names in the practice rounds. So I was fortunate enough to get a few good groupings there, so that definitely helped ease the nerves a little bit, but I don't think there was any point where like the adrenaline was zero. Yeah.
Well, you played in some big events, obviously, and playing for Scott Limbaugh. He kind of forces competition on you, doesn't he? Give me some sense that, I know family and competition are his big things. How does he build that?
I will say our first team meeting, I did not know what I'd gotten myself into. I was kind of like, oh boy. But no, it's kind of, I think one of our teammates was on a podcast recently. He said it's kind of like a brotherhood, and I guess like right when you get there, you kind of understand what the goals are. And yeah, it's definitely like a culture. There's 10 of us on the team, and we're each other's best friends. So just to kind of see how much we root for each other and have that much trust in each other is special, and it's all led by Coach Limbaugh. There's some stories I probably can't tell, but it definitely just makes us a lot better.
The analytics in the golf game just continues to grow, and we've all learned now that ball speed lends itself to distance, right? Am I right about this?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. And yours is personal best is 197?
Yeah,
Am I right about that?
That's correct.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Michael wishes he could get 197 over there. He was complaining about it today on the course. But no, it's definitely cool to kind of push the limits and kind of see if there's some gains from hitting it further.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know exactly what to say there, just because like you obviously got to have some control, but
Sure.
It's nice to have sometimes.
So you told me yesterday when I asked you, I said, hey, what's strange in your golf bag? And you said, well, maybe just sunflower seeds. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at our team, I definitely don't have the strangest stuff in our bags. Like Cole Sherwood, I mean, he has like a full snack stand in his bag. So
Yeah.
mine's not that weird. But no, I just kind of sometimes just take some sunflower seeds and chew on them. But
Right.
maybe it's a little Nashville thing. Coach Limbaugh does it too, being from small town Alabama. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's odd.
Okay.
But it's probably a little different.
Yeah, so you're not into the like strange flavors of sunflower seeds?
Usually ranch is the go-to. So not like strange.
Okay.
But just not the original.
Because I'm going to play a little game with you. I'm going to give you two options, and you pick the flavor. Because these are actual sunflower seed flavors now.
I probably haven't had them, but I'll do my best.
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pepperoni Pizza flavor. Or Vlasic Dill Pickle.
Oh God.
You can only get one.
What was it? The pizza?
Yeah,
Little Caesars?
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pepperoni Pizza flavor.
Neither.
Neither? All right, I'll give you that. How about the Taco Bell Taco Supreme flavor or the Takis Fuego?
I mean, I'll have to go with the Takis Fuego.
Okay, all right. I got two more. You ready? cheeseburger or sizzling bacon flavored sunflower
Sizzling
seed?
bacon.
Sizzling bacon. Bacon on anything, right?
Yeah,
Bacon's good on it.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. All right, now you ready for the last one? You kind of already told me though. Mac and cheese flavored sunflower seeds or jalapeno ranch.
Jalapeno ranch.
Yeah.
So those are real flavors?
Those are real flavors. Yeah.
Well,
Those
if
are.
anyone has any recommendations on if those are good or not, let me
You'll
know.
take them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what is this? What would this award mean to you? Have you studied up on Mr. Hogan?
I have, yeah. Kind of picking back off what Ludwig said, and just kind of seeing the history in this clubhouse and hearing about his achievements. You know, he kind of, just because he's not here with us today, it's not as relevant, but just kind of seeing his achievements and all that he's done for the game of golf is really special, and to just be here, but also have your name attached to an award that Mr. Hogan's is on is really special. So, yeah, it'd mean the world just because it's kind of the top, it's the premier award, like you've said, in college golf, and yeah, it's just really special to be here with Michael and Ludwig too.
All right, Gordon Sargent from Vanderbilt, ladies and gentlemen. Next up from Stanford, Michael Thorbjornsen.
Michael Thorbjornsen, Jr., Stanford. Michael Thorbjornsen, who ranks among the top 3 in all 4 major ranking systems, looks to join Patrick Rogers and Maverick McNeely as Ben Hogan Award winners from Stanford. He placed 4th at the 2022 Travelers Championship, the highest finished by an amateur on the PGA Tour since 2016, and just the 12th top 10 since 2000. He also logged a top 20 at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. Thorbjornsen played at the 2022 U.S. Open and was a U.S. Palmer Cup squad member. He also reached match play at both the U.S. Amateur and the Western Amateur. In college play, he won the Pac-12 championships and the Fighting Illini Invitational. In all, he has 8 top 10s and a 68.77 scoring average. From Stanford, Michael Thorbjornsen.
Come on up, Michael. Give you a chance to respond there to the previous comments, right? Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
I've been thinking about a couple things I could say to Gordon.
Have you? Okay, good. As long as you got something for Gordon later on. You started playing golf when you were 2?
Yeah, I mean, I think my mom will say even younger than that.
Really?
I think my first round of golf was probably when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
But my mom would say around 8 or 9 months, I'm just sitting down on the range, just smacking some golf balls. I mean, I don't really remember it, but yeah.
That's awesome. And has it been continuous since then? Or did you wait till you were 8 or 9 or 10 to kind of pick up the game, really?
Definitely been continuous since then. I think I remember playing my first tournament when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then, what has it been? 16 years now? Yeah, I've just been playing golf my whole life, basically.
Wow. You end up at Stanford, which is obviously where Tiger Woods went. And I've heard you say that Tiger's one of your heroes, right? That's where you wanted to go because of Tiger, I'm assuming? Did that play a role in it?
Yeah, definitely. I think when I was 5 or 6 years old, didn't really know what Stanford was or what college or anything was at that point. But I remember talking to my mom and my dad, or them telling me that they went to Stanford, and Stanford's one of the best institutions, best universities in the world. And I guess from that moment on, I decided I wanted to go to Stanford.
There was a lot happening when you were 5 or 6 years old,
Yeah.
wasn't there? When you picked your college, you were playing golf. Gosh.
Yeah.
Did you ask anybody to marry you?
I think that was like 2 years later. So,
Was it? I hear you're a sleep freak, kind of. Are you? Like you're totally into sleep and tracking it and making sure that you get good sleep?
I try my best to, yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone here loves to sleep. Everyone loves to sleep. But, yeah, I don't know what time it is now, but it's probably close to my bedtime.
Right. Do you track it and try to, especially in season, is that super important to you?
Yeah, it's definitely important. I don't have my Whoop band on.
I noticed
right
that.
now.
I know. I didn't notice you didn't have your Whoop
tan
band.
line.
I can see that, right.
But yeah, I think it's really important. Especially when you're waking up and you're seeing a nice green number next to your recovery, it gives you some confidence knowing that, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm sleeping well, taking care of everything I need to take care of. it's just going to produce some good hormones for the rest of the day.
Is it hard as a student athlete and as a college student to make that decision to say, sorry, fellas, I can't tonight. I got to go. You got to prioritize it. Is that hard?
At times, I feel like it can be, but I mean, I'm staying with 3 of my teammates, and they're all older than me, so they're probably going to bed even before I am.
Right.
So they make it pretty easy, honestly.
Okay, good.
I'm probably getting to bed around 10:30.
Okay.
11, yeah.
Your mom would like that. I'm glad she's happy. Yeah.
I'm telling the truth, Mom.
Exactly. You have a nickname?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Which one? Because
People have been calling me Thor for some time.
Thor,
now.
right? Yeah. There was an article I read where someone called you Thunder Cub too. What was that?
Yeah. So I went to IMG Academy for my first 3 years of high school, and one of the coaches there was just kind of going through a translation of my last name. So Thor, translating to thunder, Bjorn is bear, and then Sen is like the son of. So my last name translates to the son of a thunder bear, and then for short, Thunder Cub. So that kind of stuck with me while I was over there, and not many people know about that one right now. It's kind of just been.
They do now.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Maybe that Ryan, file that one away. You'll use that on the tour, right? Yes. Thunder Cub. I like it. But Thor is something that they do call you.
Yeah.
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 Thor has a hammer.
He does.
Yeah. How do you pronounce it? What's the hammer called? Because I think it's called like the Mjolnir. Is that right?
Yeah, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. Yes.
Marvel fan.
Marvel fan. He is a Marvel fan. Yeah. Do you have a hammer in your bag?
Yeah, I'd probably be my driver.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't hit as far as Gordon, but I'll hit more fairways than you.
Okay, there it is. There it is. Sorry, Gordon, I teed him up for that one. Sorry about that. Yeah, I knew you were a Marvel fan, so who's your favorite Marvel character?
That one's pretty tough. I feel like Marvel right now is kind of on the decline.
You think
but
so?
I think you have to go with one of the big original
Thank
2 or
you.
3, like Iron Man or Captain America.
Spider-Man, maybe?
Yeah, Spider-Man, he's kind of joined in a little late.
Oh.
I mean, there have been like 3 or 4 Spider-Mans now.
Oh.
But yeah, Spider-Man's up there.
Okay, I mean,
yeah.
Spider-Man, he's got to be up there.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't realize that now there are characters called She-Hulk.
yeah, I haven't been watching that really
Okay.
anymore.
How about Nightcrawler? Do you know that Marvel character?
I can't.
Yeah.
No, it's
I don't
not
know if
ringing
it's like a
bell.
fighting earthworm or something. I don't know. And then the last one, you Cowboy fans will understand this one. There's a Marvel character now called Wade Wilson. Remember the backup quarterback for the Cowboys back in the day? Yeah, there's a Marvel character. And do you know
I
Wade?
know, yeah, he's Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's his. He's more of like an anti-hero. He's
Really? So we don't like him?
Oh, we love him.
Oh.
He's a great guy.
Okay.
He's funny, but
Is he?
yeah, he's rated R movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, rated. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's why I haven't seen it. I was wondering it. Yeah. Coach Conrad Ray has a show on Sirius XM. It airs on Monday nights, by the way, on PGA channel. Am I right about that? At 10 o'clock, is that right? Yeah, 10 o'clock on Sirius XM PGA channel. Have you ever been on his show?
I have been. I know I've been there once.
Yeah?
I think he asked me to go in there a couple weeks ago after the Pac-12 win, but
You turned him down?
I'll explain the story.
Okay.
So he texts me. I'm just in the library, just trying to catch up on some schoolwork, and he says, "Oh, in an hour, 20 minutes, can you hop on the radio show?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." And then he calls me 10 minutes later, and I'm thinking, "Oh, who's calling me right now?" He said he was going to call me for the show, and then he texted me, said, "Calling now." I'm like, "Coach, like, I'm in the library, like, I'm busy doing something. I can't do this. I'm not prepared." Yeah. And yeah, so that was that.
Well, that was the library is a legitimate excuse, though.
Yeah, it was. He was fine with it.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I'll be on it another time.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
His teammate in college was Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Does he ever talk about playing with him?
Yeah, he does. He brings it up a couple times. I mean, Coach has been surrounded by greatness throughout all of his golfing career and his coaching career. I mean, he has 2 past winners, Patrick Rogers, Mav. I think we were going through it. This might be his 6th time coming to this dinner, which is quite incredible.
Yep.
We were actually at dinner last night, and he was telling us a funny story about Tiger and the team, and his coach Wally at the time. I'm not sure how much I can say of it, but they were.
Give it your best.
Yeah, they were. So Wally was a pretty hard coach on the guys, and I think they were in Hawaii, and I think it was the final round. It was downpouring. What they would normally do is go down to this beach shack, buy these weird design swim shorts, and they would play in that from the last round of the tournament. And they said it started absolutely downpouring, and everyone on the golf course was just playing in their bathing suits with no shirt in the final round of a college tournament. And I'm thinking, oh, there's just absolutely no way, because if someone did that now, someone would be kicked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it'd be all over social media.
Oh, it would be. I mean, I kind of would like to see that happen.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah.
Would
Maybe
you like to
some
see
shirts or something?
Coach in a swimsuit with a shirt off? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Just wondering there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for Tiger who had to see that.
Yeah,
probably.
right. Did he talk about all those times he beat Tiger?
That's not happened, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're a
It's still,
great teammate.
Yeah, story's still to come, right?
Yeah.
At some point. Finally, you had the first tee shot of the U.S. Open
I did,
last
yeah.
year. Tell me how that was. What did that feel like?
That was quite nerve-wracking. I think I had a 6:30 tee time. Try to get to bed early. Well, I mean, I was in bed early. Got maybe like 9:30 or so, because I mean, I have to wake up at 4 o'clock, shower, breakfast, all this, warm up. I don't think I fell asleep until like 12:30. So I might have had like 3 hours of sleep. But I mean, getting there, I mean, I felt wide awake. I mean, being 6:30 in the morning, I wasn't really expecting too many people to be there, but it was packed. I mean, maybe 300-400 people there on the first tee waiting, and boy, I was not prepared for that.
Just like you weren't prepared for his interview, right? But this time you did it.
Well, I mean, I was ready, but you got to get the time right.
Exactly. Michael Thorbjornsen, congratulations. Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, good job. Our three finalists, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, are all terrific young men. We'll find out who walks away with the trophy here shortly. But first, we've got a message for these young men from a guy who, well, he's a Hall of Famer in the Texas Golf Hall of Fame for the state of Texas. He's in the Texas A&M Hall of Fame. He's got PGA Tour wins, obviously, under his belt. And he's an all-around good guy that we're going to learn more about. Ryan Palmer is going to join us right now. Come on up, Ryan.
Backing up.
Yeah, back it up. Yeah, you had a busy day.
I'm tired.
I bet so. Tell folks where you've been today, in case they don't know.
Yeah, I raced here from Northwood Club. U.S. Open qualifying, the longest day of the year, they call it. I played 36 holes today, got up at 4:50 this morning, and now I'm here.
Yes,
so
and we're honored to have
I
you.
called our tournament chairman, Jim Witten, said I'm en route. Let him know I'm coming. So, it's great to. I couldn't when they asked me to do this, I didn't hesitate. And, the qualifier didn't matter. I was like, I'll be there for sure. And Michael Gordon, love it. Congrats being here. This is such a cool night. And I'm kind of looking at that list. I'm like, never saw my name. And honestly, it wasn't available back in 2000, or before that. So, what a cool night. And congrats, you guys. Your careers speak for themselves, your college careers. So, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about them later on. First, though, let's talk about you. You grew up in Amarillo, went to North Texas and then to A&M, live in Colleyville now. Give us some sense as to how important was it for you to remain here in the state of Texas and call it home? Because I know you play out here a ton, too.
Yeah, I am more than a proud member of this great club, Colonial. This is my home. When they say there's 4 majors and there's a 5th major, this is my 100th major. What do we call it? This is the ultimate for me. But no, I grew up in Amarillo. I was an Aggie as a kid. I loved the school, and I wasn't recruited. I didn't have the greatest junior career, and then I was able to go to North Texas, and then played at A&M as well. But growing up in Amarillo, what they did for me, just for my golf career, but just as a person. I owe my career, my life to the city of Amarillo because of what those folks taught me as a growing up. And I'm so proud to be from Amarillo and from the state of Texas. I'm so proud to be living in Colleyville and a member of this club. Just the people are so amazing. And there's a reason why they call it God's country. We're in God's country, Texas, and everybody knows that, right?
Yes,
so, but I am very thankful for the folks that I grew up around in Amarillo, and very proud.
You've given back too. You talk about how you've been blessed. You had 4 PGA Tour wins, obviously, and then you created a foundation that really kind of has 3 parts to it, right? And Amarillo is one of those parts, isn't it?
You know, what's funny is I finished my first year nationwide tour in '03, and I'm in my living room with my dad, and I'm sitting there going, I want to start a foundation back in '04. I was a rookie on tour because I wanted to give back to the city that gave so much to me. And we started our foundation back in Amarillo, giving back to junior golf, and then we donated $100,000 to the Children's Hospital in Amarillo. Came up with the Ryan Palmer Foundation Healing Garden, and it was built for families and kids to go to when they can't leave the hospital, but they can go outside and relax. And then when I moved to DFW, we brought it here as well, and we're a big part of the Northern Texas PGA Junior Golf Foundation and all that. And then we had some unfortunate when my wife came down with breast cancer back in 2016. We do a lot of stuff with breast cancer as well. So, and then the beautiful thing about our foundation is my wife's a dentist. And when I graduated college, I was ready to go live as a dentist's husband. Yeah. I'm like, this is perfect. She's going to be a dentist.
Play golf.
I'm going to love life, right? Well, so, but no, I'm very lucky for my wife, Jennifer. And we started giving, with her background in dentistry, I thought what a perfect way for our foundation to give back. And the most unbelievable thing we do is we give kids that can't afford their families, and we're able to provide dental care for these kids. And it's when you see these stories of these kids and when they go through, and I've read stories of kids that are bullied because of the way their mouth looks. And then I've read the stories after the fact we've given their dental care, and they're happy and popular and beautiful, and that's what hits me at the heart. And I love doing that, and very blessed to give that through the game of golf. And that's what I've loved, and that's what I learned from my days in Amarillo, from my dad, and just it's all about helping.
Jennifer's from Amarillo too, right?
She is. She's and she loves telling people she's a year older than me.
Right. Were you guys high school sweethearts?
No, we were friends. Knew each other, and then when I transferred to A&M, I always say this: is she couldn't wait to date a golfer, and that's what worked out. Yeah. So we hooked up at A&M. Started dating. Bad words there.
Hey, whatever you need to tell us.
But
we're cool with it. Yeah, we don't judge.
Yeah, we knew each other, and then so we're blessed.
Yeah. And obviously now you got two kiddos, and they're both kind of working their way to high school, right? You got one in high school.
Yeah,
at least.
We're blessed with healthy kids. Mason's 16.
And he's playing golf. Is he playing golf?
Learning to play the game of golf. He played hockey for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then chose to go the golf route. And then I got a 13-year-old daughter who runs barrels and plays volleyball. Club volleyball is psychotic.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Learn that.
Yeah.
So, but no, we're so lucky, and I'm so lucky to have her take care of all that while I do what I do, and it's So it's been great.
There was a recent conversation you had where someone asked you about your dream foursome. And I thought it would be fitting here tonight for the Ben Hogan Award that you said your dream foursome would be you, your dad, Arnold Palmer, and Ben Hogan. Why?
Yeah, it was. It was. Obviously, I would never leave out the one person who taught me the game, or just introduced me to the game. My father, and what he did for me, just not only golf, but just he taught me the way of life, how to treat people and everything, and how to. I mean, how can I say this? Because I'm probably gonna lose my emotions here in a minute, but I'm here because of him, you know, plain and simple. And when you say Arnold Palmer, because of what he meant to the game of golf. I mean, I was fortunate enough this year to win. I was honored with the Arnold Palmer Award at Pebble Beach this year for charitable giving, and which is, I mean, could be the coolest award you could ever given. And I said Hogan because I watched him and what he did for the game of golf and his swing and how he played the game. So those are my four, and I don't know why, but it was a unique foursome.
All four of those men have given back, and given back a ton, not only to the game of golf, but just to others. They've done that for years. When you see these three young men who are going to have successful runs on the tour, how do you encourage them to do that? Because I know you think that's a priority.
You know, what I got to tell these three guys is just, you know, be who they are, play the game of golf, and then always remember where you came from, because you probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your folks and the city you grew up in and the coaches you had in college golf, and that's the biggest thing. And I've always looked at the game of golf, and to me, my life I've lived been a bonus. I just love to play the game of golf, and I've played it, and I've been financially blessed. But to me, that's a bonus. I don't look at that. I enjoy playing the game of golf, and I love giving back. I love seeing these kids' faces. I love coming here to Colonial, playing in the big game that I play, and you know, week in, week out, and just being a part of it. And I just happen to be a professional golfer. You know, that's my job, and I don't want to be. I just want to be Ryan Palmer and a casual guy that enjoys life and playing golf. And I encourage these guys to remember where they came from, and that's the biggest thing. Is I've always remembered where I came from, and I've always loved the city of Amarillo, the state of Texas, and I've always, you know, it's what drives me, and I'm not worried about financials and all that kind of stuff, but I love being a part of the PGA Tour and the game of golf and this great club here at Colonial.
What's going to be the toughest thing that they discover or find or run into, encounter on the tour? What will be the hardest thing for them?
It's tough. It's just, I always say this: bring what brung you. Does that make sense? Bring to the next tournament what brung you. Don't change. Don't just because there's another club or a company that wants to pay you more money. It doesn't matter. There's so much more money that we played for from a financial standpoint. But just do what you're doing now. The worst thing you do is going when you turn pro. The worst thing you do is change. Don't change. That's the one thing I tell you guys. Don't change what you're doing now, because you're successful for a reason. You're doing your game, playing the way you. And I've done this. I've been on tour for 20 years, and it's crazy. I sit back and go, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to play my 20th Colonial." Somebody told me today, goes, "You played this 19 times." I'm like, "I have?" I'm like, and I have played 19 Colonials because I've done it my way. I have never changed. I've done it the way I want to. And that's why I tell you guys today, just keep doing what you're doing and believe in yourself and love the game of golf, and just you guys got a bright future. I'm excited for you guys. You're in a special place, and this tournament, this room, this is different. It's unique.
What's the greatest thing they're going to find on tour?
The greatest thing, when you win, and when you win that tour event, your first tour event you win, I won it back in '04, and I'll never forget. I was at Disney. My wife and I went to Magic Kingdom, of all places. On Saturday night, I had a turkey leg and a Dr. Pepper, I think. And I woke up Monday morning at tour winner, and all I can say is, oh my gosh, I made it. Yeah. And when you reach that milestone, you're gonna realize what you put into it, the work you put into it, the grinding, and you earned it. That's why I look at it. Everything I've done, I've earned. I've worked hard. I've practiced my way. I've played my way, and I can sit back and look today that I've actually earned everything I've done because I worked at it.
You said during COVID that you got to spend a lot of time with your family because obviously, but fortunately the courses here in Texas were open, so you were able to play. But you kind of poured into your kiddos and into your wife during that time. In an interview, you said, "I think we're going to be better coming out of COVID." Are we?
The game of golf is. I mean, I remember the first month you couldn't buy a pull cart to save your life. I mean, you couldn't get a tee time anywhere. Everybody loved the game of golf. Yeah. COVID was the best thing that happened for golf, for sure. No, we're good. I mean, the game of golf is in a great place. I mean, I look back and these kids today, it's a different game. I mean, the fact that I'm still playing and competing, I love it. But these kids today are bringing a different game, and I think it's great for the game of golf. I think you watch day in and day out on TV, it's awesome. These young guys, I mean, it really is awesome. I mean, the PGA Tour is in a great place. I love it. I love being a part of it. I'm very proud to be a part of it for 20 years. And if I can get through 3 more years till I'm 50, I'm really excited because then I can just say, sayonara, I'm going to Champions Tour. Right, so, exactly. But you kids, just hang on.
Right, exactly. It's all yours, right? Hey, last thing, Ryan, one of the things we like about you, it looks like you have fun when you're playing, too. Now, we know you grind, and we see that as well, but we'll see you smile on occasion, too. What makes you smile off the golf course?
Off or on?
Off.
Oh, off the golf course? You know, my family. I mean, just making sure they're great, you know. And I love being at home. I love showing my son who's trying to learn to play the game of golf, and I love the fact that he's taking a love into it. But I just love being, love being home, obviously. I mean, it's my family, the most important, but I love giving back to the game of golf. I love being a part of this great game. I love what we do at our foundation. I love being at this tournament. I love being at the Byron Nelson a couple weeks ago. And, I mean, I still wake up every day going, and every time somebody says, this is your 20th season, I'm like, no, it's not. And I'm still like, oh, my gosh, really? I still live a dream. I'm living a dream to this day. I'm waiting to wake up, and somebody goes, okay, the dream's over. Because I pinch myself every day, and that's what I love about this game. That's what I'll tell you guys right now, you 3 studs that are coming out that are I'm going to leave, and you can take over. But enjoy what you're doing. Love it. Love it more than you've ever loved it in your life. And you never know when it's going to end. And I've had, my body's starting to slowly deteriorate. I can feel it, but I just love playing this game of golf. I love being a part of the PGA Tour, the charities we help, the cities we go to, and that's what makes me, smile. I love. And before you stop, I'm gonna do something now because RJ, the story I just read, and I know the story, but my foundation and myself, we're gonna add 10,000 to your program. So, okay.
That is, that's kind of what tonight is all about. When you think about the man whose name adorns this trophy, Ben Hogan, perseverance is a word that comes through, obviously. We've talked about determination, but there's also a giving back that Ben Hogan has done for decades now through the Ben Hogan Foundation and obviously now through the Ben Hogan Award as well. And gentlemen like Ryan Palmer, whose name may not be on this list. We're going to tell him it was because it wasn't around when he was coming out. But he may not be on this list. But gentlemen like Ryan Palmer are deserving of being in that conversation. We thank you very much for your time here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job, Ryan.
Thanks.
Good job. Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. The moment that we've all been waiting for, an opportunity now to learn who will walk away as the Ben Hogan Award winner for 2023. To do that, I'm going to ask Harold Muckelroy, the chairman of the Ben Hogan Award. I'm going to ask John Hoffman from Friends of Golf to join us. And also, where's my man? Where's John Flack from KPMG? He's got the envelope in a secure vault in his pocket. He's going to make his way to the stage as well. And he'll give this envelope to Harold. And ladies and gentlemen, we will soon know who this year's winner is.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. For me, and hopefully for you, this has been a great night. RJ, Coach Lester, University of the Southwest, we hope that we wish you the best in your program. One of the things we learned tonight is the character of these finalists. Aren't they wonderful? We, here at Colonial, we call finalists family. And so all three of you are now part of the Ben Hogan Award family. And you're welcome. You're welcome here. We're so glad you're here. This group reminds me of a group that we had in 2019. When I mention these names, you'll remember some of the great golfers that have been here. Our winner in 2019 was Victor Hovland. The runner-up was Colin Morikawa, and the other runner-up was Matthew Wolff. All three of these young men won a PGA Tour event within 12 months of turning pro. That's the kind of air that we're in tonight with these three young men. They're awesome. John Flack is here right behind me. He's got the magic envelope, and I'm going to announce the winner. Thank you, John. Yep. So the winner of the 2023 Ben Hogan Award is Ludwig Aberg from Texas Tech. Congratulations, Ludwig. John, if you would, there's a trophy here from FOG that we'd like to give you, Ludwig. And this trophy can be displayed wherever you like, but we'd recommend you display it at Texas Tech University. And I've got... I've got a special trophy here that we'd like for you to display at wherever you live. And you've got one of these already. This will be a second one. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. I'm going to pull up my phone in a minute. Sorry. It's pretty cool. I mean, I was saying yesterday and I was saying today, it doesn't feel like that long ago I was here last year. And Fort Worth has been so welcoming to me ever since I came back here from last year. And, you know, it's one of my favorite places to come back to. And I've been incredibly incredibly honored and humbled to come back here again for this year's award, because this is really the pinnacle of amateur golf. And I think, just being here alongside Gordon, being here alongside Michael, two great competitors, and we've, like I said before, we played a lot of golf together, and I think we made each other better. I'm overwhelmed to have my name even recognized in the same sentence as Mr. Hogan, because what he embodied, with his game of golf and his perseverance and what he did for the sport that we all love is incredible. And, he embodies so many things that I like to embody, and he stands for so many things that I love to stand for. His dedication to his work, to his craft, and perseverance to overcome all the odds and the attributes that he's had is incredible. And I will continue to strive for honor the way that Mr. Hogan did. And I also want to thank the Ben Hogan Committee for being here tonight and presenting this award. Super flattered and honored to be a part of this. I want to thank the GCAA for being here tonight as well and hosting this event, and the Friends of Golf for all the hard work that they organized to make it such an amazing night for all of us, for not only me, but for Gordon and for Michael as well. Each and every one of you has sacrificed many hours to make this possible. I also want to thank Dale Close and PNC Bank for their commitment and their support for this award. Your sponsorship of this award allows us to have such a memorable night. And last night at Joe T's was great. The food was incredible. The nachos were great too. So, I'm super happy to have these couple of days here at Fort Worth. And obviously, I want to thank my parents too, being back home. I think they might be watching. It's a little late right now in Sweden, but they might be watching actually, which is really cool. I want to thank Texas Tech University for bringing me here to Texas, and allowing me to be here and just strive in these environments. I want to thank Coach Sands for being here tonight. I want to thank Mr. Webb and Mr. Womble for also being here tonight. To donors that support our program, and your support is invaluable. And I also want to thank my teammates at Texas Tech for always be there, always helping us, and I think we have a pretty cool place in Lubbock, and I can't wait to get back actually. So I want just big thank you, and I look forward to coming back here. Reckham.
We've got one other award that we want to give tonight, so I want to call Jim Whitten, who is the chairman of the Charles Schwab Challenge here at Colonial, for a special announcement.
First off, I want to thank Frank Cordero and his group for the great food tonight. Let's give a round of applause for GM and all his staff. Ryan, good job. You had a long day. You didn't tell them how well you played, but you missed it by one. But you shot 7 under this morning at one of those courses. So very proud of you, Ryan, and really good job. So Ludwig, congratulations on winning your second Ben Hogan Award, and congratulations to Gordon and Michael for amazing accomplishments in golf. And you should not, he's read the people are second place, third place, and it's pretty amazing. So, Ludwig, on behalf of the Charles Schwab Challenge and the Colonial Country Club, we want to invite you to play in the 2024 Charles Schwab Challenge.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Back-to-back winner, Ludwig Aberg. He's going to make his way now to Sirius XM. He's got to do an interview for national radio real quick. Thank you all for being here tonight. We look forward to seeing you in 2024 for another edition of the Ben Hogan Award. We look forward to a great week here with the Charles Schwab at Colonial. Thank you for coming. Drive safely.
Scott's better, right?
In about 2 years, I think we're going to be making some big splashes, not just little ripples.
Like you said, it doesn't define you, but it strengthens you. Like that's a good philosophy.
What's going to define us is how we move on and how we play from here. So,
Good. Thank you. Hey, Harold, is Ludwig going to come back?
Yes,
he's going to get a couple pictures.
Yeah, no,
of
he's
them.
doing Sirius XM, and then he'll be back.
Yeah, okay.
He'll be back here. We were running a little late, and they got off the air at 10 o'clock. So he'll be here in just a minute.
He'll be off in about 4 minutes.
Yeah. So
I hope that
you
went
did
all
a
right.
great job. I loved your speech.
Well,
It was, no, I thought it
I
was.
try not to do commercials.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, throwing us off. Well, Coach Montagill is a great. You do an outstanding job.
Thank you.
This is God's work here, man.
Yeah, it is. So this is a basketball player that he recruited, Carter Open, who was incredible for us and had a speech impediment when he came.
Did he really?
TCU. Hey, thank you.